Frostpunk 2 isn't all about the change, it's about respecting the legacy. Music of Frostpunk 2 was made with love, and love that I think was more mature. My name is Piotr Musiał, and I'm a game music composer for titles such as The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine, Diablo 4, This War of Mine, and Frostpunk. Speaking of the latter, I'm really happy to announce that I'm coming back as a composer for Frostpunk 2. It's really exciting to be able to continue this musical journey, shaping the new sound of Frostlands and making everything memorable for you. Frostpunk 2 is a much bigger game, and we had to reflect that in the music. But we didn't want to just continue the legacy, we wanted to do something unique. We felt that the string quartet sound, which was so iconic in the original Frostpunk, didn't quite do well for the sense of scale of the sequel. So we wanted to record a much bigger orchestra, much heavier orchestra, so that it would help you feel the vastness of Frostlands and the weight, literal mass of the city. We wanted to introduce something that would feel unique to both Frostpunk and game music in general. We went in search for unusual instruments like built from scrap or broken machinery or old piano parts. This is the domain of Frostpunk world, where you build stuff from what you could actually find on the street. One of these instruments was a ghost cello, an instrument which is so versatile in sound that it can sound almost primitive, but could also produce amazing, futuristic ambient sounds. It's our secret ingredient. The score in Frostpunk 2 is balancing between live recorded emotional layer, the orchestra, and ghost cello, the lead instruments, as well as sound design. For example, we sampled industrial sounds, a steam engine, train rattle, or machinery sounds. That's what made the percussion of Frostpunk 2. But the city isn't only driven by the machinery, it's also driven by the people. So to enforce the industrial percussion, we also added the sounds of the crowd.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm an expert sound designer behind Frostpunk 2. The biggest challenge for us was to create a soundscape that reflects the city in full. So it follows every aspect of the city. That required from us adapting to or implementing a layered approach towards creating sounds. So when you see districts in the city, those are divided into small chunks. For instance, the crowd is separate from the traffic, and the mechanical layers are separate from all of those. The challenge was to actually glue them together and make them react on what is happening in the city. It was vital for the soundscape to follow actually the city size, the amount of crime, the amount of squalor, or the amount of multiple parameters that are happening in the city in real time. Frostpunk 2 actually requires some nuanced work to introduce any narrative into the soundscape. So it was very difficult for our team to figure out how we can incorporate more story in the game. We focused mostly on creating a great atmosphere in terms of crowds. So when you're in the city, you feel that those crowds are in there, they react. But we also wanted to introduce some story elements in the design of House of Delegates. So that's a huge part of our soundscape. You can actually feel what are the biases for each faction. Like, you can feel that the delegates are talking to each other. You have multiple layers of nice crowd interactions. most important part is that everybody had their backs and the trust to actually do some significant changes or to make something risky or to check if some concepts work in the game. So it was an iterative process, and it was a close cooperation.
Frostpunk 2 isn't all about the change, it's about respecting the legacy. So you may expect the return of your favorite motifs. Music of Frostpunk 2 was made with love, and love that I think was more mature. I hope you will feel it and that it will elevate your experience.